You ever roast marshmallows under a sky so clear? It feels like the stars are watching you breathe. That was us. Me, my wife. Our two kids camped out by Lantern Ridge Lake, on land that's been in my family since before electricity hit this part of Idaho. Peaceful, right, until the flashing red and blue showed up like we were fugitives in the woods. Yeah, two cruisers, headlights full blast, and a voice on the megaphone asking for IDs like we'd broken into our own backyard. I stepped forward, calm as I could, handed the officer my license in a folder thicker than a city budget deed, survey maps, and just for flavor, my Federal Ranger credentials. The second officer leaned in, squinting at the flashlight-lit documents, and I could tell they realized real fast they'd walked into the wrong campfire story. "Let me guess," I said, nodding toward the row of luxury homes glowing on the other side of the lake. "Karen Winters called you." And there it was, a flicker of a smirk from the officer. Like he knew the type. See? Karen had rolled in 2 years ago from somewhere that has more HOAs than trees, bought herself a hilltop view, got elected HOA president by the handful of neighbors who actually cared, and started swinging power like a suburban sheriff. Rules about lawn gnomes, mailbox colors, even holiday lights. She was on a roll. But the real storm hit when she decided my land. Yeah, the land my great-granddad bought in 1919 was common area. First time she marched up to me, she was in white sneakers cleaner than a hospital floor, and sunglasses bigger than her attitude. Told me I was violating HOA bylaws by clearing brush. I laughed so hard I nearly fell into the lake. But Karen wasn't done. 2 weeks later, we show up for our annual family campout and boom, bright orange signs nailed to our trees. Private property, Sunset Point, Hawaii. My wife pulled them down one by one, muttering, "Is she for real?" We tossed them in the fire pit for kindling. Then came the nightly visits, Karen, snapping photos from the ridge, filing noise complaints because the kids were singing campfire songs, calling the health department claiming we were dumping waste in the lake, even though we've had a legal composting system installed since the 80s. But the real kicker, night 4, our daughter catches her first fish. We're all cheering. And here come the sirens again. Cops roll in like it's a raid. Only this time, they're ready for paperwork. I give it to them again, and that's when things flip. The lead officer radios dispatch to verify boundaries. 10 minutes later, his face shifts. Not at me, at her. Because not only was my land confirmed private, it was federally protected buffer zone. And interfering with a federal ranger on duty, that's a whole different playbook. Next morning, Fish and Wildlife calls. They want to partner, install signage, upgrade the access road, designate the spot as an official educational entry point to the reserve. I say yes on the spot. Meanwhile, Karen's empire starts crumbling. Turns out, she'd been collecting HOA dues to maintain land she didn't own, which made it fraud. Homeowners she'd bullied into silence suddenly had questions and receipts. 3 weeks later, I'm out marking new boundary posts with a survey team when Karen shows up, no clipboard, no lanyard, hair not quite as perfect. She starts talking about misunderstandings and bad information. I cut her off, polite but sharp. My lawyer advised I don't discuss ongoing investigations. One of the surveyors glanced up and deadpanned. "Ma'am, you're standing on federal land right now. Gonna need you to step back." Her face, man. She looked like the earth had tilted under her feet. Soon after, she was voted out. Then came the charges: filing false reports, harassment, misusing HOA funds, impersonating authority on federal land. She took a plea, 2 years probation, 50 grand in fines, 300 hours of community service in conservation. Yeah, she's now picking up trash in the same park she tried to claim as hers. Last time I saw her, she was leaving court, shoulders slumped. Not a trace of the woman who once declared war on my family's tradition. Me. I'm still out there with my kids, roasting marshmallows where the stars can still see you. Now with a shiny federal sign that reads, Public Education Access Point. So tell me, what do you think? Was she just trying to keep her neighborhood nice? Or did she cross a line nobody should ever dare touch? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was justice served? Or did it go too easy on her? Let's talk.